Greetings and welcome to the Thirsty Mage, the virtual pub where friends meet up to talk about their favorite RPGs. I'm your host, David Lloyd, and in this episode, we're looking just a little ways back to the video game era that you can never talk too much about, and that is the 10-year golden age of RPGs on handhelds through the 2004 to 2014. So this is the generation of the Nintendo DS and the Sony PSP. Those are the two that we're going to focus on. I know the 3DS was in there a bit, probably even the Vita, but we're going to focus tonight on DS and PSP games.
Viva la vida!
Yeah, we're going to have a little exchange of some of our very favorite titles and even discuss some backlog games that we haven't gotten to yet that we want to get around to playing. So joining me is a man who made a fortune by cashing in on Square Enix's low point during this year's. It's Casey Gibson.
Oh man, that was good, dude. I wish I bought more. Yeah, that was, and the best part is it was really the shipping that caused me to go ham, because the prices were so good. They were like, what, $30 DS games is the norm, 30 to 40, I guess. In that range. They were like 10 to 15 for like Dragon Quest V, dude. That was like, it's hundreds of dollars now. But it was like, I wanted to buy one or two, and I was like, but it was like $15 shipping. So I was like, well, might as well get my money's worth, you know?
Yeah.
And I spent like 100, and yeah, like a value, it was like probably over 500, you know, like down the road, obviously. But
I should have jumped on. I don't remember the year it was, but I remember them having those sales. It was like they were cleaning up the warehouse or something, or like, hey, we got all these games, definitely. We want to get rid of them. Like, we're just gonna sell them for dirt cheap. And yeah, I think I just didn't because of the shipping. Like for me, I think the shipping was like $40 for me. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's. But it was expensive, but whatever it was, yeah, in the long run, it was worth it either way.
Yeah. Damn, should have jumped on it. There was some wildly good games in that. Yeah, like you said, Dragon Quest V was one. I think. Trying to remember, I think The World Ends With You was one of them at that time too, because it was definitely DS games.
It was definitely DS because I got like 4 lights, right? Not 4 lights. What's it called?
The 4 Heroes of Light.
Yeah, 4 Heroes of Light. I got that one. Yeah. I got Dragon Quest 4 and 5. I got.
Oh man, you cleaned up.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 12, the Revenant Wings or something like that.
Yeah.
A couple other. Tactics Advance 2. Like,
jeez.
Yeah, dude, I bought like everything. There was I think Final Fantasy 4 and like I don't know. There was a bunch of games. I just literally was like, well, just throw them all in there.
Well, and that's part of the reason we're having this discussion is like there's just so many games that were so good, and it's
dude. For me, it really was the best of times. As a young man, well, so for me, right, 2004. I would have been like 14, 15 range, and I would have had a caddy job, like in the summer, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember I really wanted the DS so bad for Christmas, and like my mom, you know, she always played the part like you ain't getting it, and luckily I did that first year, and then I got the caddy job, and then eventually got like a more regular job where I was this was when I was spending money on games, boy. Like I would get like the most random games on the DS. So, but yeah, it was a great time to be alive.
Yeah. Well, for me, I finished. I would have. I'm thinking like I finished university. I think would have been 2004-ish around. So like right at the beginning of this.
And by university, you mean like high school or like college?
No, like college. I guess like
in 2004
for you Americans. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I graduated from high school in '99.
What an old geezer.
Or 2000. I know it. So I actually, I had a lot of disposable income because I would have been like working for real during this era. Now the thing is I completely ignored the handhelds during this time. I didn't.
Well, the good thing is now you've got such a great. I mean, I know you've gone back and played a bunch of these games, but to have such a good pool to go back to, you know.
Well, that's why I'm loving it because I've in the past year I've just played so many great DS and PSP games. Back then I would have had I had a PS2 and then I bought the PS3 once it came out, and then I actually picked
I
up.
play real games.
Yeah, that's probably what my attitude was back then. And I also had an Xbox 360, so I was and PC too. Like I was
Yeah,
all,
you were occupied. Well, that
yeah.
was like for me growing up, right? I always had just been like, well, I guess I'm mainly a console gamer. And then but then I was like, well, I always played PC as well. But really starting with the Game Boy Advance, I mean I did get a Game Boy Pocket when Pokemon came out originally.
Oh
That
yeah.
was like my first portable system. And then I played some Pokemon game there, but yeah, it was really like I guess the GBA, which I guess is really the next iteration, was really when I got in there. But DS was like I was full in on the DS,
Hmm.
and yeah, and it was really so for me. We spoke a lot, or at least I did. But obviously Nintendo. For me, growing up, I didn't have my first PlayStation. Um, at the time, it was current was a PS4.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I
Okay.
never had a PS3 or two. I own a PS1 that I got many years after the fact.
Yeah.
Um, so I had this was I guess the DS days would have been when I'm like PSP, screw you, Sony coming in on my Nintendo handheld business.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got stupid discs that skip. What a bunch of idiots. But so I had no interest in the PSP, and then eventually I did have a Vita for a little bit, and I miss it so much, dude. The Vita is
Oh yeah.
so awesome. Oh,
Yeah. Well, I had a PSP. I don't know why I had a PSP. I don't remember playing it much. I think my brother played it way more than I did because the games we have were all like Metal Gear games, which was what he was into. So I owned it, but I didn't play it much. I think I probably got it because of the connection with PS3. Like you could hook it up to the PS3 and transfer games and stuff. But
yeah.
yeah, I didn't. And then I didn't get a Vita when it came out. Like I ended up getting a Vita later. Yeah, and it's really good, the Vita. So
Yeah, I forgot when I got I know I got it and I got Persona 4 Golden, and that was my first game I played on my Vita. And
oh man, it was
dude,
all downhill from there.
on the OLED. Well, I played. Then I think the very next game I played was Persona 3.
Oh
So
really?
so it didn't go downhill too far.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that point, it definitely went downhill.
Yeah. Well, and then yeah, part of this discussion is a little bit of a PSP versus Nintendo DS. It's funny that you brought that up. Um,
You mean bad versus good?
yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know. I'm looking at we got a couple lists, and we'll go through the lists, and then we'll leave it to the listeners to decide what they think is best. But it's funny because I've gone back to just a lot of these recently, playing these games. Oh, look at this guy! He's filling out more games on the script. He's
Well,
putting his thumb on the scale. I see him.
I mean, you can't talk about the DS and not talk about Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, I had it. There's still. It's funny. I think the DS Pokemon games are the only ones I haven't played yet. So at the end of the
Hmm.
episode, we'll even do a little backlog review to see which games we still need to go back to. But
Dude, S well, see,
didn't you pick? You got Black like last year, right? Didn't you?
yeah, I got a bootleg version because I was
Yeah.
paying $1 bajillion, and that was before I was like, I'm more now into Pokemon. I really should go revisit that. But I'm
Yeah.
just looking at some more DS games, and you got SMT Devil Survivor games.
I know I started playing that one. That's why I got it in my backlog because it's
Yeah,
it's really good.
I
Like
played that. I played the 3DS version, like the enhanced.
oh,
Uh,
overclocked. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that's hilarious because I started the DS version. I probably played 5 hours of it, and then I found out about the overclocked version, and I'm like, well, why why am
yeah.
I
What am I
playing the
doing?
DS one?
Dude,
I'll
that
just
game is hard as hell.
I
Oh my
know it's
god,
crazy.
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, the Septembriants or whatever, like I don't know why those always stuck with me. The
Oh man.
things you had to go kill. Dude, but
Yeah.
yeah, that game, I remember like walking around my backyard at my old house, like swinging in the hammock playing that game and just getting my ass kicked. And I'm like, this game is so brutal, dude. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
yeah. There was a couple missions where I just got like pounded at the beginning, and I'm like, okay, like the demon selection is so important.
Very important.
Like, it's
But even on top of that, I always like even when I felt like I had the right demons, they would just it was like, my God, I'm just not like high enough level or something. Like I don't know what's going on.
Oh, you
Whew.
definitely have to grind a few times because it's like you can't just do the story. Like you got to do there's like a random battle spot that you can go to, and you definitely got to do those battles. And
It's
it's
like Dragon Quest 3 remastered levels of beatdown
I know.
without
Yeah,
the baby mode.
yeah. Well, yeah. There's no baby mode,
Well, I
unfortunately.
think you can turn it down to easy. I think, but
Oh well,
honestly,
no, you can't because I just started the overclock version, and they make a point of saying choose wisely because you cannot change the difficulty during the
uh,
game.
well, maybe that's why. Because I was probably like, "Pfft, I'll do regular, and then I was probably like,
Yeah.
oh, I should have done baby mode.
I know.
I
That'll probably
messed
be
up.
me like 15 hours from now. I'm like, I chose
Yeah,
wrong.
I goofed.
Well, we started to talk about some DS games. Up, let's hop over back to the PSP real quick. So on my list,
oh,
I know.
sorry.
Well, you're going to be playing the Trails in the Sky remake, but the OG Trails was a PSP game. That was the first one. Still one of my like. It depends what day you ask me, but it's either my favorite game of all time or second favorite game of all
Is
time. Right?
Rebirth the other one?
Yes. Rebirth
Okay.
is the other
Good
one.
man,
Yeah.
good man. It's funny, I
Yep.
like in the remake that the loading screen is like the what I'm assuming are the sprites of the original Estelle and Joshua.
Yeah. 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 It's they've done like I've only played a little bit of that remake so far, but I'm already loving like that. There's so much. I guess because Falcom developed it, so there's gonna be a lot of nods to the original, but
Yeah, they're
they're
gonna
doing a
yeah.
good job there.
No,
Uh,
I'm excited for that. But
Well, and you mentioned Persona 3 Portable. That's
woo-wee.
arguably the best version of Persona 3 for many people. You have the
You think better than the remake people say?
well, I think it all comes down to the character selection because you have the option to be the female protagonist, right? Whereas that is not an option in Reload. You only
It's
have the
so weird.
I know, eh?
So
So
strange.
that's actually a game I want to go back to because I did actually play. I would say I played about 50-60% of Persona 3 Portable in the female role, but I didn't like it was one of those things where I was playing with something else, so I should have been
It
paying
didn't
it
have
better
its full
attention.
attention. Yeah.
Yeah, but now that I've played through all of Persona 3 Reload, I think it'll be easier to go back to because I know what's going on and stuff.
I do want to play Reload, and I've actually seen some pretty good sales, but honestly, there's just too much going on right now.
Yeah.
That I do want to, but yeah, I would have played the portable edition on my Vita, and yeah, that game kicks butt. Yeah, it
Yeah.
came again.
It's really good.
I liked so it's funny because like I mean, Persona 4 is dark, really, like the story of it all, right? But like
Yeah.
it's underneath like that really stylized like happy-go-lucky like music and aesthetic for a lot of the game, right? Where I love that 3 is so dark, like just all around. Um, and like the
Uh,
gun to the head for the like
yeah. I
summon the personas, amazing.
Yeah, I saw a
I love
post
it.
on Blue Sky where they were showing. I guess it was like a Persona 3 musical, so it was like real life people or whatever, and the guy had a gun to his head, and they go, "Imagine going to this musical if you didn't know what
Yeah, like, what
Persona
the heck?
3 was."
Why is that
Like,
guy gonna kill himself?
yeah, I know. Yeah, I could see. Well, it's funny. I remember back then there being a big stink about it in the West. That they had kids putting guns to their heads. Like I remember that being like a moral outrage thing. Like, oh my god,
Yeah,
these Japanese games, what the hell?
yeah. Get over it. It's a rated M game. It's not like
Yeah,
it's you shouldn't be playing it if that's going to affect you anyway. But anyway,
yeah.
but yeah, no, that game's awesome.
Um, yeah. Final
What
Fantasy
else? Like,
Tactics, War of the Lions. That's now you played Final Fantasy Tactics. What did you play it on?
uh, the original on the PS1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got the. That's actually, I think, one of the. I think I've got Final Fantasy 7, 9, and Tactics. I think, unless I don't think I sold those. I think I still
On
got
the
those.
OG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the original hardware. That's
Well,
why
it'll be an
never.
interesting playthrough for you for the Evilise collection because there's. I know one of the things is that the localization, like the War of the Lions localization, I guess was a lot better than the OG localization. because
Yeah.
it's like the story is incredibly complicated. So like if you're not getting like the full story in the English, I could see it being hard to follow.
Yeah, and again, like honestly, I played it so long ago, and I never beat it, so it'll
Mm.
definitely be a great boost here. I've got a actually from RPGFan.com. I've got a list of some good PSP RPGs here. If you want me to
Sure.
list some off, you got Wild Arms, right? People love that game.
Oh, that's on my backlog. I have to
Yeah.
play that one.
Excuse me, Silver Star Harmony, right? Lunar, the collection just came out for well, I guess not just came out, but came out somewhat
It was
recently.
recently, I think. Yeah.
Ys 1 and 2 Chronicles,
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 4 Complete Edition, Disgaea
Now,
2.
the Final Fantasy IV, that's arguably the best version. It's like between that and Pixel Remaster,
Yeah, well,
because
this
they
one
look
has the
so
extra
good.
content you said, right?
Well, yeah, and Pixel Remaster doesn't have it. So there's like I think there's at least two other games. There's the After Years, and then there's something else there. But there's like a bunch of games in that collection. So I'm looking forward to. Oh, you and I are gonna. We had talked about going back to play that maybe at the end of the year or at the beginning of next year, or whatever.
Yeah,
Final
no,
Fantasy IV.
that'd be fun. Um, what else we got here? E7, another Ys game. Another tact. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics. You mentioned that. Oh,
Crisis
Tactics
Core.
Ogre.
Oh yeah, that's Tactics Ogre is on my list of games
Let
to go
us
back to.
cling together. What a what a surname there.
I bought the remaster of that and still haven't played it.
Well, that was I wanted to buy it, and for whatever reason, other games, and again,
Yeah.
that one's been on a pretty good sale. But now it's like if I had to pick Tactics Ogre or Tactic, FF Tactics, it's like come on, we know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, look, they got your Trails in the Sky at number 2, and then they've got Persona 3 as number 1. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
guess E's really I don't know if I
there's a
want to say
bunch of
came to
these on there.
prominence on the PSP, but it definitely had a lot of good games or
Yeah.
acclaimed games. I don't know personally know.
Well, it's funny. I was just listening to an old Retronauts episode on Ease, where they're talking about because like Ease started on the PC 88 back in Japan. Like it was like Falcom was making PC games back like when they first started. So a lot of those older games were on there, and then they really started becoming more known in the West when they were porting them to. I guess like the PSP got a bunch of them. But yeah, it's hard to say because like I think like 1 through 6 are divisive, and like some people like them, some don't. Like a lot, the early ones had the bump combat, so
Yeah, you
like,
just
you just walk into people, so it's that could be good or bad depending on
walking simulator.
yeah. So it gives you that, but I know like there's I guess Persona 2 is like broken down into two different games, and I know the first Persona 2 called Innocent Sin is on the PSP because I have that in my backlog. I don't know if they localized the other one. I'm trying to look into that still. And then I've seen a lot of websites call Jeanne d'Arc the best PSP game, and it's another tactics game. So
Gee, yeah.
I got that on my backlog too. And the other one I had on the list was The Third Birthday, which is like it's kind of like Square Enix's because there was like it's like the third game in the Parasite Eve, which is kind of like the Resident Evil
Spin-off, right? Like
spin-off
where it
sort of
started
like
off as
yeah. Well, it was like like Square Enix was like, hey, Resident Evil's doing well, maybe we should make one.
We could do that.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah. Yeah, they shouldn't have used a licensed IP though, because like I guess it was a novel or something, and now they can't make anymore because they don't have the license anymore.
Yep. Rip.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. You were never really a Mario and Luigi guy, were you?
No, like we played one. I want to say we did a crossover with Talk Nintendo for one, and I can't remember which one it was.
Would it
Because
have been Bowser's Inside Story?
I don't think it was Inside Story because it was something to do with like
Dream
Luigi kept
Team?
going Dream Team. Yep,
Dream
that's it.
Team. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so the first one's started out on Game Boy, and then you had Partners in Time and Bowser's Inside Story as the two true DS games, and then you've got Dream Team and then Paper Jam, and then they started re-releasing them on the or some of them on the 3DS, but yeah, Partners in Time. It's funny that one sort of I guess like to me is like the forgotten one in the grand scheme, but a lot of people really like Bowser's Inside Story. I think that one's generally considered um maybe outside of the original the best one. But it's funny, I love Dream Team. A lot of people don't like that one, but yeah, I think both of the DS games are good. And they're like I guess not super long. I think that was the criticism with Dream Team is that it was like very long, you know.
Yeah.
Um but I don't think the other ones really had that problem.
Well, I think the 3DS ones, like the remakes and stuff, like they added a bunch of hours, right? Because I remember we played because Dream
They
Team, I
had
think was the 3DS game, and it was like supposed to be 50 or 60 hours, and I think like
Ooh, I
Inside
don't think.
Story,
Uh, I
because
don't know. I
wasn't
forget. I like the remakes. They added like a bonus mode. You know what I mean? Like Bowser's
yeah,
Minions, and it was like
right.
a completely different like style of game to sort of be a companion. But I think the main story should have more or less been the same.
Okay.
But don't quote me on it. I'm pretty sure. I did review some of those, so I probably should remember. No, but I'm pretty sure like they didn't add. I don't think they added new content really to the main stories, but yeah,
I've forgotten review games 3 weeks after I played them.
dude. Well, that was nice. They actually I got like physical copies.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
for both of the Mario and Luigi's
Hmm.
and like Ever Oasis. Yeah, a couple like those like I guess late. I don't want to say late game 3DS game, but like before they really went like leaned into the digital as much, you know. Like
Yeah,
that
well,
was the
that's
best.
once Switch came out, you could feel the the change in the
I
perception of
mean,
Nintendo.
I totally get it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
to them, it's like, yeah, why the heck would we want to waste all this material boxing something up and like when you could just download it?
yeah,
But I get the appeal of having it physical too. So,
yeah.
but but yeah, what else? I think one of maybe one of the best DS games, and I played the remake on the 3DS, but that's Radiant Historia.
I know it was really good. Well, and it's funny. I was again listening to an episode about Radiant Historia, and it seems like a lot of people actually might prefer the DS version,
Hmm.
um, because of it's one of those things where I guess the overall aesthetic was I guess some people prefer the aesthetic on the DS compared to the 3DS because they did change the artwork around a bit.
Mm.
But then I think there were some improvements to combat that made it like if you're in it for the combat or the gameplay, maybe you're probably better off to go with the 3DS version. But I think the look of things, there was a preference for the DS. So
Yeah. Oh, that was like to me. I guess I just didn't realize how great of a game that was before I played it on the 3DS, and
yeah,
I think that was one we played at the same time, right?
yeah, we played it. I think we played it for a Thirsty Mage episode.
Yeah,
It's
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty
like the
sure.
fifth or it's like the fifth or sixth episode
Early
ever.
on, yeah. Holy moly, we
Yeah,
probably sound like a bunch of jabronis.
300 episodes ago.
Yeah. But yeah, I really that game was awesome. And I remember being really surprised. And
Yeah,
like I guess right, like obviously it's sort of connected in terms of like the whole time travel, right? You know, is always sort of be linked to Chrono Trigger, which obviously originally came out in the Super Nintendo, but you could argue, and I guess
many
maybe not
have,
even
I think.
argue, right? This is the best edition.
Yeah,
Um, you get you get the cutscenes from the PS1 version. That are like the sort of anime cutscenes they added without the load times, you know.
yeah. Well, that's the thing is, I think it's like basically the PlayStation version and the SNES version combined, but without the ridiculousness of the PlayStation stuff. Because I know like the loading times were rough.
It's
But yeah,
funny.
there's.
I remember because like I remember you're with Frog at one point and like the mountain splits open so you can go into the cave. But like it's so funny because on the DS version it like shows this like the video, right? And it's like, oh man, that's so epic, dude. Like it's so cool. And then like it goes back and then it shows it opening like
Like
it would on the
the
Super
Nintendo,
Nintendo
yeah,
one. And it's just like the rocks just going like
yeah.
just slides apart. You're like, man, like how
You just ruined
anticlimactic
it.
after watching that epic cutscene, you know?
Yeah. Well, and now I think it's like $300 to get that version of it or something stupid for.
Yeah, I think I sold it for a buck 50. I mean, I don't remember how long ago, but it wouldn't surprise me if it kept on climbing. But I'm glad I've got it on my Steam Deck, so it
Yeah,
might not be the most optimal, but
it's a good version.
I
Uh,
used to have the NES the SNES cart actually.
oh
Um,
really?
Yeah, well, because my one of my best friends growing up, his brother was older than us, but he was like a big video game guy, So like that's where I like heard of Final Fantasy and Chrono Trigger and these games was through my friend through his brother. So I knew about Chrono Trigger way back in the day. So like I remember buying that. I don't remember. It must have been like for like $50. You know what I mean? Like a cart, maybe not
Yeah.
even. And then I remember selling it for 100, and yeah, now it's like listed for over 200.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think a lot of these games are probably worth a few bucks. The one on our list here that I played this year, actually, among my many Fire Emblem playthroughs, Shadow Dragon. Man, it's so good. It's a very classic Fire Emblem experience.
Those are usually my favorite.
Yeah, but that's what I would argue is like maybe there's no maybe it's kind of bare bones in that there's like not a ton of mechanics, but to me it's like it just focuses on the good parts. Like you don't have to worry about like the romance stuff or any of the like the added stuff
Any of
that we're
that
starting to get.
malarkey?
Yeah, like it's just a very like I the maps I thought were well designed
Yeah,
and
so
this
this
is
is
it's a
a
remake
remake
of
of
the
the
original.
first one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
the NES game. Like so the very first Fire Emblem, it's a faithful remake in the sense of like it follows the story and stuff, but it's
but that's funny that like you think of this one so highly, and right, Shadows or Echoes of Valentia,
yeah,
right?
which is a remake of the second one, I
Yeah,
think.
which is remake second one. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think we're just OG heads when it comes to our Fire Emblems.
Yeah. Well, that's like I think for me it's Shadows of Valentia is number 1. And then I could kind of flip and flop between my second and third, which are Shadow Dragon on DS, and I guess it would be called the Blazing
Awakening.
Blade,
Oh,
like the
nice.
GBA one. Yeah,
Yeah, the Untitled or sometime, yeah, or 7.
yeah. I think in the West it was just 7 or Untitled. It was just Fire
Yeah, it was
Emblem
just
on
Fire
GBA.
Emblem, and then I remember I would like, yeah, on the forums people would call it like Fire Emblem 7, because it's actually the seventh one, and then yeah, like yeah, Binding, but
The Binding Blade was 6, and the Blazing Blade is this one,
okay,
the
yeah, that's
7.
why I
Yeah,
think I never called in those because I always got
yeah.
those two
It's
confused.
confusing.
I was like, yeah, whatever. Fire Emblem 7.
Yeah, with arguably the best heroes in my opinion. Like, because I think Shadow Dragon was that was Marth. I think I want to
Yeah, I
say
think Marth was
yeah,
the
Marth was
yeah
the
from the
first one,
OG.
and then Lynn was the GBA one, the
Lynn and
7.
Eliwood, right? And
Yep,
Hector.
yep, yeah. They were great,
Yeah, dude, I remember, dude. I like.
and Celica for Shadows of Valentia.
Oh man, yeah.
What's
I
the
feel
guy's
like
name
playing
again? I'm
Fire
already
Emblem back in the
forgetting.
day like changed my life. I was like, oh my god, because like I'm trying to think. I guess I don't want to like go look at timelines. I'm trying
Oh,
to think
Alm.
like in
That's it.
terms of like that being one of the earlier sort of strategy RPG games I would have played.
Yeah.
Um, but I really fell in love with that game.
Well, I'm trying to convince my son to play it because I think it like the early ones, like either the GBA or Shadow Dragon. I think they're a good like gateway into strategy RPs like that. Like
Yeah, honestly, Shadows of Valentia would probably be a great one.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
No, that would be good. And to me, like what I love about him is like, yeah, I always think of it like a game of chess. You know what I mean? Like it's like, yeah, you just gotta, you know, look at the board and see what you
Yeah.
got. I don't know. I always love that style.
Yeah, that's what I try to sell him on. And it's funny too. So I'm explaining the game, and he's like, "Oh, that just sounds like Mario Rabbids. I would just rather play Mario Rabbids." I'm
Oh,
like, go to
yeah,
bed right now."
you're grounded.
Yeah,
Don't spit in my face like that.
that's
But
not how we talk in this house.
um, moving on. I mean, unless you want to keep, not that we couldn't keep talking
No.
about Fire Emblem forever. But I,
Oh,
I
we
think.
missed us. Oh,
Oh,
sorry. What were you gonna go ahead with?
well, I was just gonna say with like a game that I feel like really you need the DS hardware to operate right is that Etrian Odyssey, the series, right? With
Yeah,
how you're creating the map as you do the dungeon exploration and stuff.
it
Um,
feels like a stylus game.
yeah, yeah, because I guess for me, I remember. I think I got Etrian Odyssey 4, and that game was unbelievably hard. Like, I don't know, like I remember quitting so early. I was like I felt like a big dumb idiot cuz I played Persona Q and I absolutely loved it. And I put like 70 hours into that game. So I remember going back and like trying to play this and I was like, "Man, I don't know what it is. Like this game is like I don't know if I'm doing something like wrong or what."
I might have played this game with you. I'm just looking at the box, and I'm like, that box looks familiar.
Yeah, and it's one of those games that you create the characters, you know what I mean, your party,
Yeah.
which like I already like don't love those. Like give me characters, give me characters you created, you know what I mean? But yeah, I remember just getting my butt whooped. But I did like the style of gameplay if it wasn't so hard.
Well, it's funny. This is the series too that yeah, I think we must have played it because I remember playing a little bit of it at some point. But then I remember I got Etrian Odyssey 5, and I got it for like dirt cheap. I think I got it from like EB and like the discount box for like $10 or something. And I remember selling. It was still in the wrap when I sold it a year or two ago for like 60 or 70 or something.
Yeah, well, hey, that's like my Final Fantasy or my Square's purchases. Pretty good return right there.
Yeah. Not only has that era come out with incredible RPGs, but they're also financing our continued hobby of enjoying these games.
Dude, I miss handheld so much, dude. Like a dedicated one.
Well, you
Like
should
I
see
know,
that. I'm gonna have
as
to
we
send you
say
the
with our
link for the
Steam decks and stuff.
AYN Thor. It's basically a 3DS with two OLED screens, top and bottom.
That's awesome. See,
Yeah,
I think for me, I mean, obviously the hardware is nice, but to me, it's like there's just something different about like, oh, well, that's a 3DS game, right? And it's not, or a DS game, right? And it's not like it's bad, but it's just different than like a Wii or a Wii U game. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, and I feel like we don't get, at least not from like the major publishers. I feel like we don't get that like level of game anymore.
Yeah. I think this is why the 2D HD is so appealing to me from Square Enix,
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
we're not getting those like old style games anymore, except when they're in this 2D HD. So you get like an Octopath Traveler, which kind of looks and feels retro, but it's like feels modern when you actually like play the combat system and stuff. And that's why I'm excited about like Adventures of Elliot and games like that, because it's like, yeah, like I want these old, like I'm enjoying these PSP games and these DS games because they were kind of like, okay, they're more modern than playing like an NES game, where trying to play an NES RPG is just
Yeah, it's
like
brutal.
it's brutal. But now you're getting like the good games, but they've got those modern comforts. And but now, yeah, like now you're not getting those, like you're getting like Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like,
You're
yeah,
getting crap.
yeah, like yeah, I still want my retro style games, but
Well, at
uh
least Square
there's
is
no system,
freaking carrying the mantle,
Yeah.
And if any, at least in our eyes, if any companies to do it, they're the ones would be the best for us. But I mean, we are getting a lot of these re-releases and stuff, which is great. Um, but yeah, I do miss that. Like 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 I said, I don't want to say B tier game or something, but just in
Yeah.
scope, like it's a smaller scope, but like they still deliver like an awesome experience.
Yeah. So two big DS games we haven't talked about. Have you ever played The World Ends With You?
I have not. Actually,
Oh
I'm
man,
pretty
you
sure I
missing out.
did own that in my purchases. But I never played it. They re-released it on the Switch. I don't think it's as good in terms of the like because it
No, it's
like
a
I
very
believe
weird.
stylus is the way to play, right?
Yeah, so it's extremely strange game in the sense of like it's such a unicorn game. On the DS, well, I actually played it on the 3DS. Now the one warning I'll give is that there might not be much left of your bottom screen after you play this game because it's so weird. So there, when you're in combat, there's two characters that fight at once. So you've got the character you're controlling on the bottom, and then there's an AI control character on the top screen. So you each have like an arena where you're fighting bad guys, and the D-pad sort of controls the AI character. Like you can make them do things, or you can just let them fight. It's up to you. Like sometimes you're so focused on your screen that you're using the stylus with that you just kind of let the character do its thing and hope for the best. But on the stylus, so there's pins that you're wearing and that they actually give you different powers, and depending on which pin you're wearing, you have to do movements with the stylus. So you might have like a pin that does like a ring of fire, so you got to draw a circle around the enemy, or you might do like a lightning bolt where you kind of have to slash at the enemy, or like it's all dependent upon like um the
Yeah, the
actual
equipment or
gestures.
whatever.
Like it's very like you have to do the gesture to do the attack, and then you have to equip it before you go in, so you have to know what pins you're wearing and stuff. But it's like there's so many systems that are like it's like complete chaos, but
Mm.
you get through it, and you're like it doesn't matter that maybe you're missing half the stuff. Like you'll get through it and you'll enjoy it while you're doing it. It's crazy. Like there's so much stuff going on. Like it's all takes place in Shibuya, so you're kind of walking through real world Tokyo and stuff, and the story is really good. So I won't get into it because like the story is like top tier. The music is amazing. Like
Yeah, no,
probably top 10 OST. Like it's really good.
I was gonna say I know people always talked about the music being like unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's like not traditional. It's like it's almost like a back alley club music. Like it's kind of weird. Like, but it's perfect. Like it's perfect for the scenario. Like it's so good. So yeah, it's like arguably the best game on the DS. Like I know some
Mm,
people have done it. So
it's a tall
um,
claim.
yeah, and then we talked about Devil Survivor a bit, but I think did we? I know I played Strange Journey, and we talked about it for the
The
podcast. I'm not
Redux,
sure.
right?
Yeah, you played Redux?
I played some of it. Not all of it. I feel like that was another game that like it came out and there was like four other games that came out around that time. Um,
Yeah. Well, it
but
was like early Switch launch game. Like it was just a bad timing. I
yeah,
think it
it
was
was
like a few
weird,
months after launch.
but I do remember like I mean, I dig all SMT games really, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to go back through to older SMTs because yeah, like I really love like the whole demon collecting. It's basically like Pokemon, but like demons.
And the vibe,
Like,
the just
yeah.
the vibes that always are going on in SMT games are just so good.
Yeah. Um.
But
Yeah.
again, that was one I didn't play to the 3DS.
Yeah. So
I just
for my DS backlog, right now I have Dragon Quest V, which I think you played and really liked, right?
I played a very little bit of it, and then yeah, I never got around to it. But I know people absolutely love that one and
Yeah,
put that among
it's
their
usually
top
yeah,
tier.
yeah,
They've got to be re-releasing 4 and 5. I know that they're so expensive to play.
yeah. It's got to be like it seems like they're just redoing every
Yeah,
Dragon
right.
Quest
We've
at this
got one,
point. So
two, three, 7 now. So
yeah,
4, 5, 6, 8. What 9? What's
Well,
9?
they redid 8 already on 8 was redone on the 3DS as well.
Yeah, but so was 7, and they're redoing it again.
Oh, that's true.
That's why. Well, to me, like, so when we were watching the direct, or I was listening really to the direct because I was driving, and I was like, no. I'm like, they're not doing it again, are they? Again?
It-
Dude, I was so stoked.
it's not a remake, it's a reimagining.
Reimagine it. Oh, dude, it looks so good. It looks so good.
I guess this means the last Final Fantasy 7 won't be subtitled reimagined.
Yeah, son of a gun. Yeah, like in fighting in teams, like
It'd be
on the
funny.
square. We
Yeah,
hate those Dragon Quest sons of guns.
yeah. Nomura is chasing Yuji Horii through the Square Enix headquarters, going, "You stole my subtitle! I'm gonna
Yeah.
kill you!"
Now what am I gonna do? We're canceling it. Yeah,
No.
that's it. Hang it up, boys.
So another game on my backlog, Pokemon Black or White, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's again that's really. I mean, in the Pokemon world, I think the top. I mean, I don't know. I guess it really depends who you ask. But I feel like right, Emerald is really like among regarded like one of the best, and then I guess I'm sure people will tell you the OGs. But I feel like people really love Black and White as well. I think this was the first one to be like you don't get any return, like it's all new Pokemon.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and
and like
this is like the only one they haven't redone or like ported or whatever. Like this.
yeah, I know. Well, they have. I know. For the cards, they've done like a black and white set recently, so I do wonder if maybe that could be like a potential remake next. I guess they've got Arceus 2 coming out this holiday, and then you would assume next year would probably be the next new generation. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll re-release it at some point. But yeah, I just remember it was a big thing. Like it was the first game in a while. It was like no returning Pokemon until you beat the game. So it's all fresh new Pokemon. Which is
Yeah.
like think about that now. People they'd blow a gasket. I
Oh yeah.
can't play with my best Pokemon. Oh.
Yeah. I'm not buying this.
Yeah, I can't import him from my bank that I pay $15 a month for.
Oh, I lost so many Pokemon in that bank. I stopped paying for it, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mewtwo."
Yeah, I wonder if they hold him in there, like if you could, or does it just
I
complete?
think I
They
think
probably
you
wipe it, dude.
when I read it at the time, it was 1 year. They would hold it for 1 year after you stop paying, and
Okay,
then
that's
they
not too
wiped it.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured Nintendo, but we're not paying for the whole your Pokemon. You're not paying us for.
Well, I remember that bank would only take certain. It was only like certain games that it would even put in there. Like I want to say 3DS game. It was only 3DS games or something, wasn't it?
Honestly, I'm really not too well versed in the
Yeah.
the
There's
Pokemon Bank world.
yeah. There's definitely like a bunch of games where it wouldn't do it, and it was like, well, for freak's sakes, like
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know. I could just catch a new like Pokemon in the new game. I don't need to bring the one I caught in Emerald 15 years ago with me.
Yeah, I want to know. Oh, it's still Pokemon Bank is a 3D application for cloud storage, which is still functional in 2025, even though the 3DS eShop servers were discontinued in 2024.
They're like,
Although,
well, keep taking your money.
well, that's what I'm laughing. I go, oh, although no longer available for purchase, and you can't newly download it. Users who previously owned the software can still re-download it. Oh, it's free to use now.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Oh, that's
That's
weird.
so funny.
Allows players to transfer Pokemon from older 3DS games to newer games and the Nintendo Switch via the Pokemon Home app. Oh, that's funny.
All right, look at you, Nintendo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It looks like Pokemon Black and White that's like the earliest game you can anything before that, I guess,
Is no
didn't
good.
work. Yeah. Well, that would make sense. Like if it's a 3DS, then it would only do something that you could play on the 3DS, I guess.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Pokemon Bank became free in 2023 due to the discontinuation of the service model.
Hmm. The more you
Learn
know.
something new.
What else? What else you got there? Yeah. If you get, excuse me. at some point next year, if you're playing Pokemon Black, I could be interested in rejoining or restarting that up.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to get to it sooner or later. Probably. Looking at the schedule of this year, it's not
Definitely
looking
before
likely.
2030's over.
Yeah. Sometime before I retire, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that probably about do it for our list. I think you might have shown your hand earlier in the episode of which of the two that you prefer.
Yeah,
The two
honestly, it
systems.
just wasn't a fair fight. I literally I can't remember ever playing a PSP in my life. I don't. I mean, I might have handled someone's and played a little bit. You know what I mean? But like, never any significant time. So I really, really don't have much experience. Like I said, that being said, I really do love the Vita, and like I know, obviously, you know, the successor. So I'm sure the PSP was pretty darn cool in its own right at the time. I do remember the UMDs being like, who
Yeah.
thought a disc on a portable was a good idea?
Well, the other problem that PSP had was the battery would bulge quite often.
Mm.
Like I've had to replace mine because I couldn't even keep the flap or whatever you call it,
It
the
was
plastic.
literally too big for its own britches.
Yeah, like it just popped the cover right off. Like I couldn't even put the cover on. I was like, well, I clearly this battery is toast. I'll
Aye,
have to,
aye.
yeah. So I got a cheap one off Amazon, and I thought it would have been dead after like a month, but it's been a couple
Still
of years now.
kicking.
It's still kicking. I haven't. Now it's funny because a lot of these PSP games, I own them, but I've been playing them on my my Retroid, so I'm getting an OLED screen with like modern chips with a speed up option. Like I can just hold the R2 button to speed up the games and stuff.
He's
Um,
cheating.
so yeah, I guess you could say I'm looking at these PSP games through rose-colored glasses, but uh, man, do they look pretty on a on an OLED? I gotta tell you, like
Dude, the
Final Fantasy
OLED's so good.
Tactics, like it looks so good. And then yeah, like Trails in the Sky looked amazing. Like it's just yeah. Oh, and we didn't list it here, but I'm playing through the 30th anniversary edition of Final Fantasy, the original Final Fantasy, and it just looks so pretty. Like the colors just pop. It's just incredible.
You're an animal.
Yeah. So
Just getting a quick Final Fantasy one play in.
yeah, just getting a quick one in before I play the 80 hours of Trails remake, or the reported 80 hours.
Oh, I
I'm still
hope it's
not
a little
convinced
less.
that Dev. I'm still convinced that Dev spent 20 of his hours in the hot springs bath bathing suit scenes. But
Fingers crossed.
yeah, I don't want to call that guy out though. So I'll just I'm not gonna go as far as uh, calling him out, but I'm just gonna say there is a possibility that's where he spent much of that playthrough. But yeah, I guess I'll reserve my judgment of the DS versus PSP until I've played a few more. I would say they're pretty close. Like they're both. I've had a very good time with both. They both got a very strong library, even stronger as I'm going back to games that I haven't been able to play yet. And I think that's one of the amazing things about the system is it's just like, oh man, there's so many good games left. I'm almost glad I missed them, so I can
Yeah.
appreciate them more now. You know?
Well, I do know that especially the Vita, but I'm sure the PSP as well. Like it was just like a literally RPG machine, like especially with like a lot of those Japanese RPGs that like a little more niche.
Yeah.
I feel like even like Disgaea, right? Like a game like that, I feel like sort of came to prevalence on the Sony portables there. But yeah, no, there's definitely obviously I think both systems have really high tier games, but like you said, I think the most impressive part is just that the after you get past the top 20 list, there's still a lot of really good games.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're out there thinking like, man, I know there's so many games out now that it's extremely difficult to get too excited about anything. But if you're in a rut with the modern stuff, it's always good to take a quick look back. This has been 2025 for me, as I've been playing so much retro games.
Might as well
But
be 1995, baby.
it might as well. But it's been rejuvenating. I feel like a young man again, playing all these old games.
Dude,
It's
isn't it
fun.
funny? Like, there's definitely a part like when I feel like I got my first retro kick, and like that was when I was getting like Dragon Warrior 1, 1, 2, 4 on the NES complete in box and stuff like that. Um, it's funny. I actually played. It was Dragon Quest Rocket Slime on the DS.
Oh, I
Another
just
great
got that.
game.
Oh, it's also in my backlog.
Dude, you should play that one. That one's really fun. But that was a game I remember, like, not that I like lost a passion for gaming or anything crazy like that, but I do remember just being sort of like yeah, whatever, you know. And I played that game and I fell in love, and then that's when I started going back and like in NES and Super Nintendo games, and
Yeah,
I think that was when I got my PlayStation, you know, the PS1, where it's like, oh, like I need to go back and play all these old games because they're so good. Um,
yeah.
and it's awesome now that it's way easier to play them.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, I think it's video games are very cyclical. Like you get into a year. I remember you and I in the Rebirth year. Like it just seemed like it was like banger after banger of like brand new games where we're just like, oh my god, this is so good. Oh my god, this is so good. And then we kind of went, all of a sudden, the new releases weren't quite hitting the same way, and yeah, sometimes you get stuck in that rut. You got to go back to some quality classics to get you back out. So,
Get you grounded.
yep, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It really was, I think, something special too about like, hey, this is the max, like this is the limit, the confines that you got to work within.
yeah,
Make something great, you know, where like now it's sort of like if you've got enough money, you like the world
yeah,
is like it's limit, and I guess obviously money is a constraint, but
yeah,
in terms of the graphics and like the scope of what these games can be, you know, it's pretty crazy.
yep. But yeah, I guess we'll leave it to the listeners to let us know. DS or PSP. What is your preference, or not even preference? What do you think is a little bit stronger? I guess.
Who's the king?
Who's the king?
And,
Uh,
and wait till we get to 3DS versus Vita.
Which is in a lot of ways a very similar argument, since so much was ported from the PSP to the Vita and the DS to the
I
3DS.
know it's crazy. Yeah,
It's
I'd
hilarious.
say the Vita. I almost want to say like the Vita got stronger, but the 3DS just got like you said, like all these like, oh, they made all these really great games like even better.
Yeah. Well, it makes you wonder, like, if Sony hadn't have shot themselves in the foot with so many things about the Vita, if it would have been so much bigger, you know?
Dude. Yeah, that stupid memory card thing. It's
Yeah.
really funny. Like, I feel like Sony's just been shooting themselves for like 30 years, and they're
Yeah, I
still
know,
like at
right?
the forefront. You know?
Well, that's the thing, is like they've been own goaling for years, and they're still winning the games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They like style so hard, but then do the stupidest things.
Yeah.
I. But hey,
Yeah.
I just hope uh,
We just
reinvest
need
all
her.
that stinking money to single player games again.
I know. I mean, at the end of the day, all I want is my wrap up to the Final Fantasy VII trilogy, and whatever else I get from Sony is
Amen,
it's
dude.
all just gravy after that.
I cannot believe that remake on Switch 2 is $40. It's
It's
amazing,
not
like
Square
brilliant.
doesn't throw bones often, but when they do,
Well, they're definitely like, let's get these jabronis suckered in so they buy two more games full price. Um,
yeah.
but I did see also if you pre-order on the Switch 2, they're giving you a copy of the original Final Fantasy 7.
Really,
That's what I heard. Yeah, I thought that was pretty
holy
cool.
moly, that sells itself.
Cause
That's
yeah,
crazy.
God bless them.
Yeah, well, if you got to switch to, make sure you get that pre-order in for January 2026. Man,
Yeah, let's
yeah, that's good.
see. Yeah, limited early purchase edition. Um,
Why not though, right? Like,
integrate.
just
Yeah, Final.
get people hooked.
Yeah, and then Final Fantasy VII, a ported version of the original game. Yeah, that's actually pretty crazy.
If only Square Enix could get all that gotcha garbage out of Ever Crisis or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess actually I guess I don't know for sure, but with Octopath Traveler 0, I'm assuming there's probably some gotcha crap in there if it was a mobile game.
Yeah, but well, maybe I heard that they took that all out of Zero. Like
Well,
it's
that's what I'm saying.
basically
Hopefully they
yeah.
got rid of all that crap. So
Well, yeah. If they did, and it's a marvelous game, then the cries for fixing Ever Crisis will just
yeah,
increase.
that'll be the next target.
Yeah, it's just like, well, you fix this one, fix this other one
Yeah.
too.
You got no excuse now, jerks.
Yeah,
Let us give you money.
yeah. Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, idiots.
Cool. Well, I guess that will do it for this episode of The Thirsty Mage. Again, for anyone looking to discuss things with us or to have a chat with friends about RPGs, make sure to head on over to our Discord channel through thethirstymage.com. And yeah, come have a chat. We're talking about DS games, PSP games, whatever games. It's all in a good, safe place to have conversations about video games. So head on over there. But I guess until our next episode, I want to thank you, Casey, for joining me, and we'll see everyone out at the next Thirsty Mage. Bye for now.
Adios.